Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I wanted to discuss with you something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that would be y'all, of course, but specifically your money and your retirement. So I wanted to make this video because I know that myself as a young police officer, I went into law enforcement and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, both as a police officer until I went to training and learned everything, but also as far as preparing for retirement as well. Now, I have mentioned a couple things in a Q&A video that I did about finances as a police officer, but I wanted to dig deeper into this because I think it's a really important issue, and I think that a lot of young officers, if not the majority, are not doing this right. At least they're not doing it right now or yet. And again, with myself, this is something I didn't even start to take seriously as a police officer till I was making sergeant. I was already in about 7-8 years, and then I really thought about, okay, now what am I doing as far as retirement and finances, and what does the situation look like for me? Many things I'm going to discuss are just good financial things and habits for anybody, not just police officers. But I've also, again, time and time again, I have seen younger people, younger officers, and these are just not the things that people are doing. Some of this stuff may also be unpopular, so don't come for me in the comments. Again, I talk about all the time how we all have our own opinions about things, but still people feel that their opinion is better. I don't feel that my opinion's better. I just know what I have seen to be true and what is factual. Another reason what we're talking about is so important for police is that we're typically retiring earlier than other people, at least 5-10 years earlier, if not more. So we don't have as much time to be financially smart in making the financial decisions that are going to have us be successful in our retirements and futures. So to all you young folks who are just beginning the police academy, just becoming police officers, you have the most opportunity right now to do the right thing from the very beginning. Please learn from some of the mistakes that I made. We're going to talk all about it now. I'll also preface this with none of this is official financial advice. These are just my own personal ideas, thoughts, and opinions after seeing a lot of different people's financial situations and seeing a lot of examples where people are not taking advantage of the different financial benefits that are available to them for retirement. If there is any kind of supplemental retirement plan available for police in your state and it has good components to it, so a good contributing amount, a good return on your investment, please look into that and take advantage of it if it financially makes sense. Just an example, in my state there is a supplemental retirement plan available specifically for law enforcement officers, and with this plan the officer pays $25 a month. If they do this for 30 years, which many of us will have a career length of 30 years, then you would be eligible for a $900 a month payout until you die. So when you total up, just for example in my state, when you total up what you put into that supplemental retirement plan, the total over 30 years would be $9,000, and you would get all of that back in 10 months after you retire. But that's less than a year after you retire, and you will get this money until you die. They are incredible returns on investment, and I cannot stress enough, if you have one similar in your state, you have to be doing it, and you have to be doing it right away. There's usually a period of time where you have to be in the program to be vested in it, so you definitely want to be doing it as soon as you are eligible to sign up for it. In my state, this is when you are sworn in, but it could be different in your state. Make sure you research, know, and understand all of the details of those plans. They are typically set up to be very financially beneficial. The next thing I want to talk about is that if your agency offers any kind of defined benefit pension, now not many agencies are offering pensions anymore, but if they do, make sure that you understand the details of the pension. One of the most painful things I hear from young people on a regular basis in my own agency is that they don't know or understand what is going on with their pension pension. And the sad thing is that nobody has explained it to them already. If you do have that defined benefit retirement, make sure that you understand it. And I will say too, just with a friend who's not in law enforcement, we were talking recently about her new position, and she knew it had a pension, but she also did not know the details of the benefits. So make sure that you understand that so that you can be planning for your financial future. If your employer is offering a match on what you're putting into your 401, that is a great example of 100% return on your investment. I will say though too, make sure you go in and look at what your actual investments are in. Many times people know that they have a 401, but they have no idea what their investments are in. But typically with most people's plans, they can go in and look at their investments. Many also have options to move their money into different investment opportunities. So make sure that you're looking at and reviewing what your options are within your own plan. Many police officers are also eligible to be contributing into a 457 account. Now, a 457 account is a retirement account that is available for many government employees, and it's also available for some nonprofits, I believe, as well. But within this account, the incredible thing about it is that it has a very high maximum contribution limit. So for our tax year 2024, that limit is actually $23,000 a year. And I'm going to talk about IRAs in just a minute, and with those we see much lower contribution maximums. So there's really a lot of opportunity for you to put larger amounts of money into this 457 plan. I also highly encourage people to do their own research when it comes to their 401, 401s in general, 457s, all of this different financial investment account terminology, and understand what it is that they have specifically and what their employer offers. Many 457 accounts can either be done pre-tax or post-tax, and that post-tax being the Roth version of that account. And if you research or follow different people who talk about financial information, they will go on and on about Roth IRAs and how beneficial they are. One thing that I do now with my agency is go around and discuss what our specific retirement options are with employees. And what I have found over doing this for some time now is that I am actually very interested and very passionate about this topic. Most payroll employees are also eligible to be contributing to individual retirement accounts. And for that calendar year 2024, that actually is at $7,000 per year if you are under 50 and $8,000 per year if you're over 50. The next thing I'm going to be talking to you about are retirement investment accounts. And I cannot stress to you enough the importance of time with these accounts. So of course you're going to have your money invested where you're going to see different rates of return every year, and that money is going to grow through time with compounding interest. But I cannot stress enough how important it is to start these accounts early and be putting money into them early. Do not delay in opening up these accounts and starting your contributions, because the most important thing, in my opinion, that these accounts need, aside from a good annual rate of return, is time. They need time to grow through compounding interest. Now, this is something I know when 2020 first happened and a lot of police officers were leaving their positions, I heard people talking about and saying, oh, it's okay if you have a retirement, you can leave it. There's different things you can do to build, you know, your money for retirement. And I just cringed hearing that, because you need time. Time is very, very important. So if, you know, somebody left, let's say 10 years before they had planned to retire, or they left a retirement before they were vested in it, I just cringe thinking about money that was left on the table, and just knowing that it takes time to grow money through different investments and opportunities. It was hard to hear different people saying things like that. So remember, y'all, time is very important. You have to start early. So when I talk to people about this specifically, I always tell them the best time to start investing was yesterday, unless I'm talking to them the day they were hired. then it would be that day. Another thing I would highly encourage people to know about, understand, and be utilizing is a high yield savings account. And another thing that could be beneficial would be for an individual to put their emergency fund in that high yield savings account, so it can grow money through them with interest over time. And also very important within that as well is to have an emergency fund. I cannot tell you the number of times I have heard about people talk about not having money set aside for emergencies. There's different schools of thought with this. Some people say 3 months of your living expenses. Some people advocate for closer to 6 months of that. Starting one, I think, would be most beneficial if you don't have one yet. Just like starting your retirement investment accounts would be best if you haven't done so yet. But starting one and building off of that, I think, is extremely important. Another thing that's very important, in my opinion, is budgeting. And I hear very often from people, oh, I don't make enough money, I don't have enough money for this or that. But when you actually sit down, look at your money, look at where it's going through a budgeting plan, you can see exactly what you may need to adjust with your spending. So in my opinion, it's extremely valuable information for anybody to have. Thank y'all so much for watching. If there's anything else you can think of that I missed in this video, but that's very important, please leave it down below in the comments. As always, y'all stay safe out there, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.